What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Comin in Clutch. I'm your host, Cody Lewis, aka the LA Car Spotter.
And I'm Lorenzo Giacomini, aka the Speedy Guidi. Guys, we got a good show for you today. We're going to give you a big old update because this weird coronavirus has screwed up all of our lives.
I haven't seen you guys in like months.
It's ridiculous. Let's roll the tape.
Ridiculous. Roll it!
How you doing, dude? You were at this show
We gotta
recently.
distance ourselves.
Just a
Don't
little bit.
touch me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I've been going to these shows. I've been trying to stay COVID free, but I can't stay car free. Can't keep me away from the cars.
Dude, no way. I mean, we've been going to Kitchen quite a bit, but you went this morning and saw some pretty ridiculous cars, eh?
Yeah. So I mean, every week it's just crazier and crazier. And today, the star of the show, there were two stars, I think. One was a 250 short wheelbase that was in the Ferrari Club of America or Ferrari Team of America.
Is it a real race car?
Yeah, it was a race car. I think it was number 19.
That's
If you look
sick.
it up, you can look it up yourself because I'm not going to. But then my buddy at AKA _ Booty, that's BOODEE, and we'll put his @ somewhere so you can click it or something. But yeah, he came in his new chalk gray Regera, and that shit is banging.
Dude, look, that car is so sick because you
That
push
car
the
is
key.
so sick.
You push the key and it just goes and it opens up.
So I have a video of it, and we'll post a video of it transforming. Literally, you could open each door independently, just and
Are the doors
remote.
aren't the doors
Yeah.
only powered? You can't open it manually, right? You have to click a button to open it.
I think I'll have to fact check that, but
I think
yeah,
it is.
I don't remember seeing any door handles.
Yeah.
Unless it's somewhere like McLaren, they hide it under the thing. But I mean, the crazy part is this spec was fantastic. Do not message me during my podcast.
You freaking
Shut
dirtbag.
up. Dirt bags. Who does that? So not only did I see this insane Regera today, but I saw an insane Regera yesterday. Where do you get to see two Regeras in 2 days?
New Regeras.
Brand spanking new. Literally
Nowhere.
nobody got to see this one today yet. This was the first time it's been on the road. I mean, other than the protective film solutions and whatnot. But yeah, I mean,
Dude, it's crazy that
maiden
people are
voyage.
dude, the coronavirus has been hurting some people, and some people are just
The car
laughing
scene,
all the way to the
I'm
bank.
not gonna lie. I'm sorry to say this, but the coronavirus is the best thing to happen to the car scene in California. I mean,
It is for driving.
it sucks because there's no car week. There's now no SEMA. We're at car week right now. We're approaching the week of car week of what it should have been. But we also just got news that SEMA is not happening this year.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
So a lot of big time shows. A lot of other rallies that are less notable, but those are two huge events that have been
Dude,
canceled.
Car Week's been going on for 7 years. This would have been the 70th year.
70th year.
Last year was 69. That's why I remember it.
You're so mature, you fucking. So I mean, but yeah, so I wouldn't call it a car show per se, but it has turned into somewhat of a show. But Malibu Country Mart every Sunday, because of the lack of car shows, organized car shows, because towns and cities can't officially organize group events. They have to stay unorganized and socially distant. But this Malibu Country Mart has started gaining volumes of cars. Just every rally ends there. Everybody knows there's going to be cars there, so there's just massive
big names show up there too.
Huge. Today was Jay Leno in a P1. Every other week we see like Matt Farah and Spike Ferriston,
Yep.
and they're always coming in cool shit.
Yeah.
And we saw Johnny Lieberman the other day.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of big hitters that come through.
Yeah, it's not just like some like little parking lot bullshit.
Yeah, Bruce
There's
Myers always coming through, and
Mr. Peterson.
something crazy. Yeah, Mr.
Dude, there are
Peterson.
cars that go to this show that people like would die to see, and it's
They
just
are-
like, and it's literally just a Sunday.
It's a flex show.
It's
for
crazy.
real.
I have a buddy coming out to visit next weekend. He hit me up. I'm not going to be gone, but I was like, dude, at all costs, get to Malibu from like 9 to 11.
I
8
hate
to
calling
11.
it a show because I really want it to stay like humble. I want it to stay, for lack of a better word, I want it to stay like Malibu Kitchen is a fantastic restaurant, and like the whole porch thing and the whole Jerry Seinfeld buddies and all of his porch buddies
Yeah,
would
yeah,
hang out
yeah.
there. Like it's just grown so far beyond that that I don't know. Like I just don't want it to be spoiled. I don't want it to be spoiled for
I
the
mean,
rest of us. But
dude, to
it's
be-
so fucking crazy how good it is.
Oh, dude, it's also like crazy how scary it is. There's so many people there, and
Yeah.
last time I was there, no one's wearing a mask. It's like it is so obvious why we are in the situation we are, because I feel like the idiot wearing the mask. And yeah, me and you were walking around the edges. We're like staying away from
yeah,
people.
the edges.
And I feel kind of guilty even being there. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take a couple photos and like say hi to some people real quick and get the fuck out. But there are people just walking around, like brushing their shoulders, no mask. I'm like, dude,
Totally.
get a freaking grip, man.
Totally.
Like, do you care about other people?
But you miss one weekend and you have the worst case of FOMO. Because
I missed
it's
this weekend and I was
you
super
missed this-
mad.
I missed last weekend and it was like a Zonda and a Huayra and
yeah.
I mean hypercars, all that shit is cool, but then there's like 911 RSRs and RSs and like
F40s are showing
F40,
up.
yeah, like
959s.
2 F40s last week.
Yeah.
That
I was at
crazy.
I was at that secret show that Bryant won't let me talk about.
Yeah. Well, the show that didn't happen.
Yeah. Move on. We're moving on from that.
You're gonna zoom in on my face. I mean, winking.
but
yeah, like that's what I'm talking about.
you are kind of right though.
Heavy
Coronavirus has like really stopped a lot of things, but it's just ramped up the car
You
community.
mentioned it before, like everybody's working from home, so there's far less traffic.
Far less traffic, dude. Like
In the
Angel's
beginning,
Crest-
it was just insane because it
It
was
was a
just complete
racetrack.
lockdown, nobody on the roads, and it was just like a fucking free for all.
Dude, it was a
insane.
racetrack because I remember coming. I quarantined for 2 months up north, and then I came back, and it wasn't even full on quarantine because people are out and doing their own thing. The freeways were a goddamn racetrack, dude. There were people flying by me at 100 miles an hour regularly. I was like, oh my gosh.
Totally.
There were people freaking flashing me, and it was ridiculous. It's really fun though. But yeah, I mean, at my company, dude, people are like, it's full throttle. People have been buying cars like crazy. It's been like going like no one cares.
As far as the car business, at least from where we are, and we obviously live in a place that's unlike any other place in the world, but people have been, all the car salesmen that I know and people that are in the car business, cars have been moving.
Yeah, tell them about Aston Martin. Your buddies at Aston Martin, Newport.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I can say specifically, but I mean, we obviously live in a place where people have a ton of money, and
Especially Newport.
yeah, but I mean, especially just here in SoCal compared to the rest of the country, where you probably don't see too many people out buying cars right now. But when I spoke to the sales manager at McLaren at Aston Martin Newport Beach, he said that their second quarter this year was better than their second quarter last year.
Which is absurd because Aston Martin is currently in some financial shit's creek situation.
It's totally in the shitter. I mean,
but they're like crushing it, which is really weird to me.
it's weird, but it's not. You know, if you think about it, if there's any place that people are going to still have money to buy cars, it's going to
totally
be
there.
here.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that even if a dealership can still flip cars left and right, I mean, they're selling. I watch them on their story. I highly recommend following Aston Martin Newport Beach. My buddy runs the account, and he's extremely responsive and knowledgeable about Aston and all of their colors and options.
What's
and
that special color?
Which one?
The two twins. The
two
DBSs.
what?
The DBSs.
Oh, the spectral blue.
Yeah, people are
this
freaking losing their
insane
minds over
spectral blue.
those.
So like, that's my buddy Matt, and I shout out to Matt. He actually let me drive last weekend. He let me drive the V12 Vantage with the dogleg manual transmission, and
With
that
the
thing
Thor
was
penis
fucking
thing?
crazy. It was Thor's cock just as the shifter, and you're just like, whoomsh, whoomsh.
It's such a
whoomsh.
freaking sick car, dude.
It is so sick.
And it's so good looking.
It's timeless.
Yeah, people are really going to yearn for that car in the future, I'm hoping.
I mean, like,
For my expert opinion, if you really must know.
I know that in my personal expert opinion, it's better looking than the current Vantage.
Dude, the current Vantage is pretty.
It's underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
I wouldn't go as far
Yeah.
as to say like ugly or it's poopy or anything. Like, I like it. It's stylish. It's just underwhelming.
It kind of has the same road presence as like a Miata.
It's because of the headlights. A lot of people are stuck on
And I don't like the
small
big
headlights.
mouth. And the rear, I don't know.
I think
it probably
the
drives great. It probably drives great.
I just bumped myself down a little bit.
It's okay. But I mean, dude, the used car market's like crazy right now because there's no new cars coming in, so
Dude,
everyone's buying.
how cheap you could get a Vantage for right now. Probably $100K.
A Vantage, a V8 Vantage, or
A fucking regular, like a new body Vantage.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
You know
Yeah, that'd be
what?
pretty
All right.
crazy.
So this was something that was crazy. So the V12 Vantage that I drove, because it's a V12 and it's manual, it's very highly sought after.
Yes.
They only made 100 of this particular one with the dog leg and the manual. God damn it! But this car's MSRP was $229,000, and
Yeah.
it was a 2017. And I asked him how much it was for sale for, and it was $209,000, which is so uncharacteristic of Aston Martin, where you would say like, okay, a Vantage 3 or 4 years later is probably worth half the price.
Right.
But this car barely lost 20 grand.
Yeah, like normal car terms, that's like a huge loss. But for Aston Martin, it's like, oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? That's like a lease on a car.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, no, you're right.
That's legit less money than you would spend on a lease. Like
Yeah.
on a lease for a regular car, like a mid-level car, not an Aston Martin.
Right.
So incredibly,
Yeah, 2 years,
incredibly
big
good
time,
over
yeah.
its value.
You're absolutely right. Let's
And
see if it stays that way.
Dude, he said that the way the market is going and the fact that it's a V12 and it's a manual, literally like the last well-known brand name V12 manual, he said it'll probably go for MSRP.
Wow.
That's fucking unbelievable.
It is pretty cool.
In a time like this,
I mean, like, dude, I freaking want one.
I want one so
You can
bad.
daily,
and I
you
know
can
it's
daily
gonna
one of
be-
those.
By the time I can afford it, it's going to be double.
You're
By
probably
the time I can
You're
afford a
probably right.
V12 Vantage, a manual V12 Vantage, it's going to be like 400,000.
You're probably right, dude. Because we talked about this earlier. There are like 3 cars that come to mind when you think of an amazing, what like the best Aston Martins ever made were. One is the DBS from James Bond because it's freaking awesome. Number 2,
The Vanquish, you mean?
the DBS. No, the
Which
DBS.
one?
The DBS.
Oh,
The one that flipped 8 times in the movie with the Thor cock shifter.
Cox.
That thing is what dreams are made out of, and it's like the best looking car ever. The next one, if you can maybe even put it in there, is like the 177.
I wouldn't
Right.
even put it up there.
Yeah, put the DB5 in there instead.
Fuck
And
yeah.
the next car, V12 Vantage.
Absolutely. Without a
Like
doubt.
V12 Vantage is like the best car they've ever made, right? That's write the history books. Those are the 3 cars. Mark our words.
Good call. And what have you been up to? I mean, I've been spotting. I spotted some crazy shit. A lot
Dude,
of Rigueras.
I've been trying to go to some shows too. We've been going. Yeah, this weekend I didn't get out to it. I went surfing for the first time in a long time, and I got absolutely destroyed. But that's why I got FOMO from the show, because I got beat up by waves, and I would have
How
rather
do you
been.
enjoy surfing when you just get your ass kicked the whole time?
Dude, because it's kind of fun. It's
Do
just
you
like,
ever get
it's
up?
like,
Can you surf?
dude,
How
I
often?
did a couple times, but like not enough to even make myself look good. Like I
Like,
guarantee
not
you there are
enough to
people.
make surfing worth it is what you're
No,
saying.
but I kind of like the fucking. I like fighting for it, and I like catching the wave, and I like grinding out there and like swallowing water. It's kind of fun. And there's
Yeah,
like the zen
totally.
moment when you're sitting on the board like a cool guy, and you're looking out like, oh, the next set's coming in, party wave, and
Do
you're
you
paddling.
have like turf wars with the
No,
locals?
I was in a really
They're
chill.
like, get out of here, you
Yeah,
kid!
yeah, you freaking cute, Barney. But I don't know. I thought it was fun. It's like really relaxing, and I'm like super scared of sharks.
Relaxing.
But I'm out of there, and I'm really at peace. It's kind
Relaxing is 100% not an adjective I attribute to surfing.
Really?
When I am paddling out and surfing and a fucking
Oh, I'm
wave comes
schwitzing
and
out here.
I gotta duck dive and I gotta fucking go underneath that shit and it just smashes me in the face. Like, I am piss exhausted by the time I am
You're paddled out there.
yeah, and then it's like, okay, now jump on top of this wave and paddle as hard as you can. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just paddled as hard as I can.
Yeah, and then like not to mention right now, 90% of the waves that I catch, I just eat shit on immediately. So it's like I now have to paddle back out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for whatever reason, in my sick mind, I kind of liked it, and it was kind of fun.
One thing I
I'll probably take it up more.
do not care about doing now that I live in California is surfing.
Everyone asks you when you leave the country, "Oh, you're from California. Do you surf?"
Do you
I'm
surf?
like, no. But now I can say yes.
Yeah, everybody from New York, when they say, "Oh, you live in Cali, you probably surf all day now, yeah."
You're like, does it look like I fucking surf?
Yeah, right? Go fuck yourself.
I don't look like I surf. I need blonde hair. I need
Right.
like bleached freaking.
You don't spend enough time on the beach.
No, I don't.
You spend all your time inside,
Yeah, just by myself.
polishing your nails.
Yeah, getting mani pedis.
Oh, but you've been spending some quality quarantine time.
Yeah,
Not car stuff, but
not car stuff. Yeah, let me think.
Tahoe.
A lot of Tahoe.
What do you do there?
Go on the boat. Go on
Do you
hikes.
fish, or do you just
Just go on the boat and drink and have fun and go out to
Yeah.
lunch and just chill.
Do you
Just
do
rip
you
it.
wakeboard and stuff?
I do not do that because I never grew up doing it. I used to do tubing a lot.
Is it one of those boats that you can wakeboard though? Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah. You
not really
you
like-
you can do it. The wake's a little big, but it's not perfect for it. But yeah, I'm going back up for Labor Day. I'm just gonna go freaking send it with my buddies.
Aren't you going to Italy
I am going
like
to Italy.
tomorrow?
I leave on Tuesday.
So like,
When this podcast goes up, I will be in Italy.
like chances are he'll be editing this podcast on the plane. No.
I definitely will. Yeah. And dude, I'm worried as hell. I got anxiety about
So
it.
yeah, I mean, I've been staying super good about like not traveling and trying to like keep to myself, but
Right.
everybody around me seems to be traveling quite a bit.
It's weird.
So like, what is your opinion on this? You're obviously traveling.
I'm traveling, and the only reason why I can do it is because I'm a citizen, so I can go to Italy and get in that way. And you have
Oh
to
yeah, because
and
Americans are like,
Dude,
cut off.
Americans are the laughing stock of the world right now. We have like 2 countries in the world we can go to, and one of them is Greece, which is why you see photos of like Americans in Greece all the time. You've been like scrolling through your Instagram feed, and you'll see like people in Greece.
no, honestly, the only thing I heard about Greece was what's his name, Forrest Gump. Why am I blanking on his name right
Tom
now?
Hanks?
Yeah, he became a Greek citizen.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, we could. That's a topic for another blog
Interesting.
or podcast. Somebody else could talk about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not our specialty. But no, getting over, I have a little anxiety. Like there's a chance that they could turn me back and just be like, screw you. But when I get there, hopefully I got to quarantine for 14 days. And then after that, it's game on, party on.
So you like
no
have
drinking.
you have to make your trip at least 2 weeks
Yeah.
because once you get there, you have to quarantine.
Yeah, you have to quarantine. They have people come out and like check on you and call you and stuff. I'm hoping
Really?
they don't. I'm hoping they like.
Where do they quarantine you? Just like in a house?
I'm
or
quarantining.
do they-
I'm going quarantining at my dad's girlfriend's house, so I'll be staying there. And Yeah, dude, I don't know. Because you give them like
That's
these
wild.
documents are printing out, you like put down your address where you are and your phone number, and like they've been known to check on you. I'm just really hoping they don't, because if I like were to go out for whatever reason, they're gonna give me a fine.
That's wild.
So like I'll have a little bit of anxiety the whole time. You know what I mean?
I
But
can't even imagine traveling within the states, but then to go to another country.
I had to put a mask on for
They're
12 hours
probably
to on a plane.
not super stoked that you're from California. Also,
No. Which is why I'm getting tested all the time, and I'll get tested when I arrive there. But I don't know.
we're definitely a hot spot.
We are a hotspot.
We don't
But
like to follow the rules.
Yeah. All right. Enough about me. Let's talk about the new car news, because we had 2 big cars come out recently that have shaken the car world, and people are freaking out about it.
World shakers. Number 1 is.
The Ford Bronco.
Oh shit! I was gonna say that because I don't know what number 2 is.
Oh, I know what number 2 is.
Okay.
We'll start
So the
with
Ford
Ford Bronco.
Ford Bronco. I dig it.
You dig it. I thought you were going to say something really mean right there for a second.
I really fucking like it.
I don't think
a lot.
we've talked about this actually, truly. Have we actually talked about this?
We haven't shared opinions.
We haven't schwitzed about this yet?
No, oh my god. Literally, this guy learns one Yiddish word, and that's the only word he uses now for basically everything.
Dude, I'm schwitzing right now. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's...
Isn't it hot? You're schwitzing. You're schwitzing a little bit. I'm schwitzing. All right,
so
let's
the
go.
Bronco, it's freaking awesome looking.
Great looking.
I think that they did a great homage, if you will, to that was a Gen 2 Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
And like it looks really capable. All the specs sound like
the
really
interior
good.
looks great too, which is like not usually a thing you say about Fords.
I know.
Like the Mach E came out, and I was like, that interior looks like.
I really want to get my hands on one and like play around with it. Because
Comes with comes with a 7-speed manual. As an option, which is great.
Only in the 4-cylinder though.
That's freaking stupid,
right? It's like
but
a 4-cylinder turbo.
They will 100%. So they're making Bronco like a brand within Ford, and they're going to release more models. And you got to figure. They'll come out with the V8. They'll come out with like the Raptor version, which is like going to be freaking awesome.
So like similar to what they did with Mustang, how they made Mustang a brand.
I think you're exactly right with that. But like, dude, imagine the Raptor version of the Bronco with like a 6-speed manual and like a V6 EcoBoost, the thing that's in the Raptor now. That'd be sick.
I mean, I think if they can use parts from the Raptor to more aggressive versions of the Bronco, it's good. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be pricey.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be nuts.
The 2-door is so good. The 2-door looks so good.
And they also have like this smart little like Bronco Sport, which I guess takes the place of the Escape. I really hope it takes the place of the Escape because the Escape looks like such shit. That car
Dude, the
used
Bronco
to be like
Sport looks kind of funky though.
I know, but it looks way better than the Escape. Like the Escape used to be a decent looking small
You're actually
SUV,
right. I've seen the
now
Escape.
it just looks like a alien, like bubble-eyed little. It looks like a hybrid. I didn't want to use that word, but like, I mean, but I don't know. The interior of this Bronco looks insane. I'm trying to see like the actual tech specs of it, so that you guys can. I'm not just talking on my butthole about what it looks like because it looks fucking great.
Well, I'm also
looks-wise, I'm all for it.
I want to bring up because we recently just got a D110, and I've been driving that around recently.
Oh,
and the D110 is the classic rival for this car. And you know what, dude? The D110 drives great. The interior's great. There's 10 different materials in the interior, which I don't like. There's plastic, and then there's those weird leathers, and there's the real leather, and then there's
no continuity.
It's just like there's a million different things in this. Like you would lose your mind. There's like, dude, there should be 3 kinds of materials inside a car. One should be wood, one should be metal, and one should be
leather.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like
or a fabric
frickin'
or something.
Armadillo skin and then freaking toenail clippings. You know what I mean? Like, but the D110 and it dude, as the 4-door version, it just doesn't look that good. And there's a box on the back of it.
On the windows, right? Like between it's like the C pillar.
The C pillar has a legitimate square on the back, and it serves no purpose besides like holding something inside. I don't know. I just hate it, and it looks weird.
It's really there so that you could put the box on top of it. It's like to influence people to get that freaking option.
It just
of the box.
Yeah, but it doesn't look right. Still, it's kind of a weird car. And like, dude, if you gave me the choice to get one or the other, I'm going with the Bronco.
I think at this point, most people would go with the Bronco as far as like
I think
price.
Yeah.
I mean, so what I'm looking at is there's a 4-cylinder option. The standard engine's a 2.3 inline 4, 270 horsepower, which is decent, very decent. And then there's a 2.7 liter V6, 310 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. So that's
the one you got to get.
Yeah, I mean that's more than enough.
If you're going to get one of the first
sucks
ones.
that only the 4-cylinder comes in manual, but the 6-cylinder comes in that crazy 10-speed. You never run out of gears transmission. But yeah, I mean I don't know. There's sick looking cars. They definitely are going to keep up with the Wrangler.
That car is gonna
freaking
freaking smoke the market. People have been losing their minds over
and like if you're going to compare this car to the
D110,
to the Defender, it's going to be like half the price, fully loaded.
Yeah, I think the D110. Yeah, the D110's about the one that we have. It's a first edition, so there's an extra MSRP, but the base sticker price was like $76,000.
I really like. It took me a while to come to this conclusion. I really like the new Defender, but I think they should have just called it a Discovery or an LR, whatever. Or
but dude,
whatever
the word Defender is going to sell more.
I know,
because people are going to be like nostalgia.
But I hate it when they try to bring back a car and then they just ruin it. They tried to modernize it too much. There's really no way for a brand like that to make such a analog car like the original Defender.
Yeah.
That's
kind of exactly what Ford's doing.
But
dude.
I think the Bronco fucking did it. They made an analog ass car. The only difference is that it has this monster screen in the interior. But
we don't know how it drives though necessarily.
Dude,
it could drive like crap.
But if it drives like crap, it's okay because it's a Ford.
That's a good point. I'm going to say this. I've driven an old D110 and an old Bronco, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They drive like shit. They're terrible cars to drive. The Bronco has...
Have you ever driven a 2015 Wrangler?
Yeah, they're like okay.
They drive like shit.
Yeah,
my brother loves Wranglers, but like they drive like Tonka trucks. They're not fun to drive.
They drive like? They drive what like a freaking monster truck in the way that the rear wheels feel like they're moving in a non-conjunction way to the front wheels. They're just like moving. They're just like moving side to side.
It's Matt Farah's favorite word, and it's tramlining, and it feels like the car is basically getting stuck onto like railroad tracks. And
that's exactly what it feels like, dude.
It
happens at the worst moments too. You're just like driving, and all of a sudden you're on the freeway, and you'll just like jut over into their lane, and you have no idea why.
Like my brother has always driven Wranglers, and like my sister can't drive the car. My brother's wife cannot drive the car. Like it's a difficult car to drive. They improved a ton when they came out with the JL, like I forgot the last name of the Wrangler before they changed it to this new body. But this new body Wrangler is much easier to drive, but still, it's like a freaking Tonka truck. It's not an easy car to drive, and it's because they're meant to be driven off-road at like 20 miles an hour or less, driving over fucking rocks and through puddles. And like I'm sure
not down Beverly Hills.
Yeah, not cruising through Beverly Hills.
Not going through the Starbucks drive-through, getting your Karma Mocha Frappa fuck yourself.
Yeah, and not all murdered out in gloss black so that you can't get a fingerprint of dust or dirt on it. Like that's whack shit.
Yeah. I'm done talking about these SUVs because to be completely honest, the Bronco's cool, but
I'm stoked on the Bronco.
I am way more stoked on the second car I wanted to bring up, which is Gordon Murray's T50.
Oh, yeah.
The name is not sexy. But, oh, man, is the car freaking awesome. Every car enthusiast that I know, that I follow, all my favorite journalists, They're all losing their minds over this thing because guess what? It has 3 massive headlines. 1, a 12,100 RPM rev limiter, which is the highest of any production car ever made. Number 2, it has 650 horsepower, which is not a lot at all by the modern standards, but the car weighs about 2,900 pounds, and it's the size of an Elise, a little bit bigger. So that is bananas.
It's pretty tiny.
And the third highlight, which is probably the best part, is that it is a manual transmission. So that is awesome. It's a middle seater, 3 seats, just like the McLaren F1, and it has a fan on the back that sucks it to the ground for added downforce. And from what I read and watched, what's his name again? I'm blanking. Gordon Murray. Gordon Murray. He basically built the F1, and he made this car in its likeness in the way that he was like, okay, the F1 was a phenomenal car. Let's use modern technology and make a modern F1. And that's basically what it is. So how can you not love it?
Because A, it's $3 million. It should be half of that.
But
B, the fan on the back that sucks it to the floor is comically large. Looks like it should be on my desk, or like literally.
You don't like it? You don't like the look of it?
No, I think it looks like it would be the jet engine that's in the back of a Batmobile, but it's not. It's a fucking desk fan. And it would be nicer looking if you take off the desk fan, but I've done some renderings and the top looks really tall and it looks kind of narrow. And no, I think it's silly looking. And then
so you're not for the fan.
Wait, I'm not a fan of the fan.
Okay.
No. But then I think lastly, like it should be pushing out. I mean,
you're part of the problem. You're about to say we didn't used to have.
I was going to say
horsepower.
It needs to be pushing out more horsepower. But for a $3 million car, you're going up against these cars that have fucking 1,200, 1,900 horsepower. Granted, whether they're using all that power or not, or using it the correct way, like
I think
this car is not. I mean, it's pretty spectacular looking. It's weird.
I'm actually not crazy about the looks. But listen, I'm going to completely disagree with you about the power because, dude, this car is an exercise in what makes car people.
Yes.
What makes car people excited? It's a lightweight car.
I don't
it's
have
a manual.
Against the lack
it's
of power.
It's centered driving position. It's like driver focused. Gordon Murray's building this car to be the best driver's car. The F1 was designed to be the best driver's car, and then it set up a top speed record. It had no intention of doing it. It just did it because it was so well engineered. And this car, it's an option if you want to have the top speed, like to be 260 or whatever. It's an option. You don't even have to take it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's an option?
They can like delimit it, kind of like, you get the performance package on the outer on Audis and stuff, and like ticks it up to 185. This does the same thing. So you have to, I think they retune the gear ratios to get it to the higher top speed. But dude, if I got one of those, I wouldn't give a shit about
like who wouldn't. You wouldn't get the top speed?
No, dude. Who
VMAX?
does that? Who drives around the Bugatti in race mode with the freaking top speed key? Nobody.
No, but I know that Shmi went and tested his Ford GT in VMAX.
That's rad. He's Shmi. He has access to that kind of stuff. Me and you. I mean, obviously, given if we
I'm not out here buying a T50.
If we were, I think we could have access to it. But no one's gonna do it. Just drive the freaking shit out of it and have fun and be a manual cool guy. And
I think that it's got a lot of things working in its favor. One thing being Gordon Murray and his reputation.
Yes.
Another thing being the engineering, the single seating, the everything you said, the power to weight ratio, like all that stuff is. It's working in its favor. And I don't think the design is absolutely terrible. He's very McLaren inspired, so like a lot of the gauges and a lot of the lines, body lines and stuff are very reminiscent of McLaren. So I don't think it's ugly or anything.
The F1 still looks cooler, I think.
I mean, yeah, I think the F1 definitely looks better. But also people weren't all right, he didn't set out to make the F1 the best looking car. He set out to make the best driving car.
Right, absolutely.
So I think that there's a lot to be said about this stupid looking fan because it is actually like it was made illegal in the F1. Like they tried to use this fan technology in the actual F1 and not in the McLaren F1 but in like F1 racing, and they basically deemed it as like cheating.
Yeah.
So
because they could carry like 3 miles an hour quicker around turns, and that was supposedly super.
It's proven technology, which means if you're going to put it in a car and it works, then that's awesome. I just don't think it's
yeah. You know what?
Attractive.
I'm really interested to see how much it's actually going to help and what it's actually going to do. You know what I mean? Not that matters because in the end of the day, that car's not about figures, but
why the
fact
hell
that they strap a fan on the back. What?
Why is it $3 million?
Because it's freaking bespoke and it's all British made. 90% of the parts are British.
Companies trying to make like multi-million-dollar cars. Like this is obviously Gordon Murray and stuff, but it's not a. I mean, GMA is.
Look at it this way. Look at it this way. It is a McLaren F1 that you can buy today, new, for $3 million. Isn't that a deal? Basically, because a McLaren F1 is $20 million.
All right.
If you think of it that way,
now
it's a pretty cool.
Like Chris Harris.
Did I say that? Did he say that?
I believe a similar thing came out of his mouth. If it wasn't him,
well,
but
guess
I agree.
What? You just made me so happy by saying that because if I sound 0.5% like Chris Harris, then I'm happy.
It's a smart argument. This is
Should I stop talking like Chris Harris?
No, you're terrible British accent.
I have a terrible British accent.
You'd have to buy a GT3 Touring and dye your hair blonde and then have quick little drunken chats.
That sounds like the life, bro. I already do that for free.
Yeah. No,
without the GT3.
I think the car is really cool. I have a lot of
it's going to be cool to see.
I want it to be awesome. I know we're going to see a bunch of them over here.
You know what's interesting? We probably would have seen the shell of that car at Car Week this Saturday.
Yeah, or Geneva, right?
Yeah.
Geneva was supposed to have happened.
In the end of the day, it's an automotive enthusiast's wet dream.
Yeah.
And
nobody can buy it.
I'm excited
except for these fucking crazy bazillionaires who are going to stick it in their garage and never use it.
Better not. I'll find them all and kill them.
All right. Well, what else is on the agenda?
Nothing, because we hit time. We're talking too much again, like we usually do.
Yapping. Well, it's been fun.
It has been fun.
We had this time together.
I want to
have a laugh and sing a song.
Yes.
It seems we just got started, and before we know it, comes the time we have to say so long.
Well,
say
I was going to
so
say,
long,
I was. I'm not done yet. I was going to say, I feel bad for the viewers because we promised them we want to have people on the show, and we have people lined up to come on the show, but as you know, the people. No one wants to.
It's Corona and nobody wants to come near us.
So just give us a break and watch the freaking show. God damn it.
If you guys have recommendations for guests that you want to see, shoot us a recommendation for a guest and we'll DM them.
Not only that, if you know somebody personally that is super knowledgeable and is in the limelight and you can get them on the show too, help us out. That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
We're open. We're always open to that. And we'd love to interview someone.
Yes, and they can't be scared of Corona. I mean, we're not touching each other, but we're still within 6 feet.
Yeah, good thing we're outside right now.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun.
I'm
Cody Lewis, the LA Car Spotter.
I'm Lorenzo Iacomini, the Speedy Guidi, and guys, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.